The Poorest Billionaires. Aliko Dangote is the richest black man in the world. He hails from and lives in Nigeria. All his businesses emanated from Nigeria. He is worth over $22 billion. This is double what he was worth the previous year. He is rich. Very rich. Black people are scattered all over the continents of the world. And there are black billionaires. In the scheme of things, they are very rare. The scheme of things. In the most ideal framework. In a framework in which economic growth and the right to trade freely is left unhindered. Where would the richest black man have come from? And how rich would such a person truly be? 2 countries. 1. United States of America. The richest black man would have come from the United States of America. The source of his wealth would have come from oil and gas, automobile industry, big tech, land, financial services, food, communication, shipbuilding. He would have been old money. Very old money. His would have been family wealth. Born over 2 centuries. His conglomerate would have spread across the U.S. From the east to the west. Having launched from the U.S. the company would have strong holdings in Japan and Germany. Japanese companies grew to be world beaters in the Third Industrial Revolution. His conglomerate would have taken it the other way around. They would have planted themselves in Japan and Germany, quickly rooting themselves in after that Great War, taking advantage of the victory of the U.S. to spread their tentacles over Asia and Europe. This billionaire would be in France, UK, Netherlands. And Europe would grow to see it as part of them. From Japan, it would multiply over Asia. And the Asian tigers would have been cubs when it entered their countries. And Africa, how would this billionaire interact with Africa? The company would have a very large footprint in Africa. He would have opened doors in the motherland. Here they would diverse into new interests. Farming. Mining. These 2 would be added. Estimated worth. All things being equal, Forbes would be reporting that as of April 2025. This American black billionaire would be worth at least $1.7 trillion. Country 2. South Africa. The richest black billionaire. At least, the second richest, if he is on the same timeline with the American black billionaire, would be coming from South Africa, ceteris paribus. His primary assets would include land ownership, mining concerns, properties, reserves in precious metals, energy production. He would penetrate the African market, establishing a beachhead in West Africa where he will veer into agriculture as well as continue with mining and energy production and supplies. He too would be old money, almost 300 years old money. And he would have this advantage of age in the ready when Africa starts waking up from colonialism. He would naturally go into refineries at a very early stage. He would go into many areas at a very early stage and be the template for other black entrepreneurs across Africa. He would also have had the advantage of being black, but the fact that he would be a native African, most probably of the Zulu stock, would make him more of the foreigner in the eyes of other African tribes and nations than the American black billionaire, whom all of black Africa would see as a son returning home. His estimated worth as of April according to Forbes: $800 billion, all things being equal. But all things are not equal. All things are far from equal. The world's poorest billionaires. Nigerian billionaire Aliko Dangote is the world's richest black man. He is worth over $22 billion, doubling his value from the previous year because of the Dangote refinery, the largest refinery in Africa that came online the year before after a very difficult and delayed building process. A long and delayed process finally coming online. Doubled his worth within a year. Welcome to the world of the poorest billionaires. They are chained by systemic issues and almost all of them are man-made. They are struggling billionaires, who are barely holding onto that title. Tiger Woods, $1.4 billion. They have to work within the confined spaces they are barely allowed to operate. Michael Jordan, $3.5 billion. People say they are rich. They say they are billionaires, but they definitely would have been way richer if not for systemic issues. David Stewart, $11.4 billion. It is an uphill and incremental task that seems as if there are whole offices designated to keep them in check. Mike Adenuga, $6.8 billion. Oprah Winfrey, $3 billion. They could have been way richer, all things being equal. They could have matched and surpassed contemporaries who were more favored by the same systemic issues. They could have been way more. But Forbes could only find 4 in 400 in the US. They also marked an important milestone of how African billionaires, primarily residing and doing business in Africa, collectively crossed the $100 billion mark. $100 billion. Poor black billionaires.